Hey guys, welcome back to another Rec Room tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you how you can make a really simple parkour map in Rec Room with a respawn system and tons of stuff like that. So let's just get started. Now the first thing you're going to need is your room. So I'm going to make a room for my parkour game. I'm going to name it something across the lines of, let's go, grassy parkour RR. Create. There we go. Now the next step is just to add a really simple roll. This is just so you can fly and no one else can fly. Just go to roll in the palette. I'm gonna name mine fly. I'm gonna edit the roll, so can fly, yes. And then I'm gonna go to about this room, or this room, settings, permissions, and I'm gonna make it so moderators can fly. So I'm just gonna configure the moderator and do auto assigned role fly. So there we go. Now all moderators and people above can fly. And bring this roll up with me. I'm just gonna go a considerable amount. There we go, in case I ever want to make like a slide, I won't run into the floor. And I'm going to start with my base platform. This is just going to be the starting platform, so not really too important. Make sure you're on grid snap. And there we go. Here's going to be my starting platform. So I'm gonna add the welcome mat, so when you join this room, you'll spawn here instead of down there. So welcome, face it around, there we go, then put it on the floor, and freeze it, there we go. Now whenever someone joins the room, they'll spawn right here, and they can do the parkour that's going to be in front of them. Now I'm just going to do the respawn system with a trigger zone, a respawn chip, and respawn points and checkpoints. So I'm just going to search up respawn. There we go. I'm going to put my respawn point right here. Then I'm going to search up checkpoint. There we go, should be a green trigger zone, or it looks like a green trigger zone. And there may or may not be like this little white line leading to the middle of the thing. And if there is, that means that it's like 100% you will spawn there when you go inside this checkpoint and then you die. But if there's not, it still will work most likely. I've had a few of my parkour rooms, it hasn't like shown up with this white line, but it still registers it as a checkpoint. Next, I'm gonna want a big trigger zone. So I'm just gonna go to trigger zone, or trigger volume. I'm not gonna use V2, just to keep it simple. And I'm just gonna scale that all the way across. I can scale it down there later. Now I'm gonna want a respawn chip. There we go. Wire it so respawn player on team respawn point goes onto when entering zone. I'm just gonna scale this down to make sure that they get teleported there. There we go. So now if I go inside this checkpoint, and obviously I'm going to want to switch to walking locomotion. There we go. Now I'm in the checkpoint. If I jump off, it'll respawn me back here. I'm going to start my first jumps. They're going to be really simple. They're just going to be block jumps. So I'm going to line these up. Gonna put one over here, one over here, one over here, then one over here. And now I'm just gonna have last one, and then I'm gonna have my ending platform. right about here. Alright, so that's level 1 of the parkour completed. I'm just extending this out to make our little checkpoint plate. There we go. And now for the checkpoint, I'm just gonna scale it down. There we go. And recolor it so they know that it's a checkpoint. For this, I like to use the shiny metal just because, like, it just kind of makes you think of a checkpoint, at least in my mind. And I'm gonna use yellow so it stands out. Now I'm just gonna clone this right here. Clone it over here. Now I'm gonna scale this green thing so it matches my gold plate. There we go. And we're done. So I'll just do a quick demo. So you're gonna be going through this green checkpoint right here. You're gonna hop on top of this, and if you fall off, you'll respawn back here. But if you make it all the way to the end, and then you fall off, whoops, I got in the checkpoint. It'll respawn me back here at my next checkpoint. So that's it. It's really, really simple. Alright, so I'm just gonna add a few more courses just so you get the main idea. This one's gonna be about, let's say, there'll be a spinning hemisphere, and it'll just go around and you'll have to jump on top of it to get to the next one and ride it along. There we go. Then I'm just gonna go to gadgets, gizmos, rotator. You can use a rotator V2. I don't really care though, it doesn't really matter. I believe the normal rotator can cause some lag, but also it's a lot simpler, and I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna stick to CV1 for this tutorial, and I'm gonna put it on a 3. On and off, set signal. There we go. Now we've got our spinning little island. Just wait for it to come back. Alright, now it's come back. I'm just gonna ride it all the way to the next part. And there we go, it's gonna end there. So I'm gonna copy this entire thing. For parkour courses, you normally want to copy your respawn islands just so it stays pretty consistent. I'm gonna measure where it comes off. That way you just have to do a little hop. There we go. Alright, so that's 2 levels done. And I'm just gonna do one last demo level for you guys. Alright, so this is what you can't climb. I'm gonna scale that over here. Move it up. Alright, so you cannot climb that bit. But I'm also going to have a grass bit that you can climb. So just go to green. I'm gonna use spheres for this. There we go. I'm gonna make them look like little dents in the wall. There we go. Then I'm just gonna start cloning these all over the wall. Now remember that screen modes aren't the best at climbing, so I'm actually going to add a button that teleports you up here just if you're on screen mode. There we go. Alright. Now I'm gonna configure it. It's already not grabbable, but if it was grabbable, you need to turn that off before you can turn it climbable. And there we go. Let's just do a quick test. Pretty good. And then I'm gonna slide it that way. Now I'm gonna add a really quick button just in case you're on screen mode and you can't really teleport, or you can't climb up because it's a lot harder. So I'm just gonna go grab a normal button and make sure it's on send player as signal output. Gonna wire that to the green pin. red to green, and I'm gonna name it use if on screen mode. There we go. Gonna move it down. Now, if I was on screen mode, I could just teleport up here, because I wouldn't be able to climb that well. Alright, now I'm gonna do a demo of the full course we have. So we've got our checkpoint here, our first checkpoint. Jump through. There we go. Now wait for the hemicircle to arrive. Jump on. And wait for it to go all the way around. Alright, great. Jump off. Grab this checkpoint. And climb up the final climbing wall. Whoop. And woof! There we go. Anyways, thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope it helped you out, and I hope that you can make your own parkour map, and it'll be pretty successful. Like mine, I've had 2 pretty successful parkour maps, and they were fun to make and hang out at, so I definitely recommend you make one too, and see ya.